Hey, sweetie. So I get told I love you an awful lot, as you'd probably expect. And if those who write it are totally honest with themselves, and you know the premium I put on honesty, they know that's not strictly true. You don't know me. Not really. You don't know what I'm like in the mornings, or what my favorite meal is, or whether I'm the kind of person who leaves the washing up for days, or does it immediately after a meal. So, how could you love me? But that's not to say the instinct to feel love is invalid. It's not. And I do it in reverse. Not a lot. I'm not the love bomby sort. But it's a phrase that appears here and there. When I say I love you in a post, the above is still true. I don't know you, but it's not a lie. It's a variant. I do love you in my own way. I love the abstract of you. Put with more detail, the line might be, I care about you in this moment, in this format, in this arrangement we've agreed to. That feeling's real. It's not romantic love. It's more Bojack and Diane. A connection that's deep, confusing, occasionally beautiful, just not built to be outside of the frame it exists in. And because it's a less traditional framing, that might lead you to fear it. The idea of saying you love me, or even just thinking that you might, it'd only be natural to be accompanied by a degree of anxiety. Shit, is this real? Am I a creep? Is this pathetic? You're not. Not unless you take it to creep levels. And those are exactly the same here as they are on the street, so you know where the line is when you think objectively. But the possibility of loving, again, let's say the abstract of me, isn't anything to worry about or apologize for. It's real, vulnerable, and makes perfect sense. Because while you don't know all of me, you do have access to a part of me. The part I share with you, the tone, the humor, the guidance. That part is consistent because it's not a performance. And honest consistency builds trust, actual connection, sometimes even longing. And then the doubts creep in. Is this real? Or am I being taken in by a performance? Is she really like this? Or is this just what she does for money? And those questions aren't anything to be afraid of either. So let's look at them head on. Yeah, of course there's performance involved. I say, I hate role play, every bit as much as I say, Sarah wouldn't like that. And every weekly file is generally a real reflection of whatever's taken my interest that week. But not always. I didn't really want to make Sissy Maid, for example. I wasn't in the mood. But it won that month's poll, so that's what I did. I Wish You Were a Girl is obviously a performance. I'm not really your girlfriend leaving you a late-night voicemail, but it's specifically presented as performance so you can see the difference. And here's the truth. I wouldn't have a career if I were completely unlikable. So, of course, I play to that to an extent. But that doesn't mean I'm lying to you. It means I'm showing you a distilled, focused version of who I really am. And that aside, it's extremely difficult to convincingly pretend to be someone you're not over a long period of time. Most people just don't have the skill. I don't have the patience. You've seen me make political points here, Discord, social media. That's not good branding. That's knowingly cutting off a potential audience. If I were leaning into a lie, at the least I'd keep stum about that. But I don't keep quiet about such things away from here. And I honestly can't be bothered expending the effort of pretending while I am here. So even if you want to be cynical and play the odds, the odds are the person you feel a connection to, that is the real me. It's just not all of me. That doesn't mean it's mutual. That doesn't mean it could be mutual. But it doesn't mean you're imagining it or deluding yourself either. Got a favorite bar? When you go there and the bartender is charming, remembers your drink, and chats with you a little, do you immediately start wondering whether they really like you or if they're just good at their job? Probably not. Because you've been in that kind of social situation so many times. You understand that yours is a professional relationship with a veneer of personal. You enjoy the moment. Maybe you feel a little boost from it, and then you go home. And hey, maybe they really do like you as a person. Maybe they enjoy talking to you for real. Unless you see them socially away from the bar, you can't be sure, but you don't worry about it, do you? Same thing here, at least on the page. Except I don't serve drinks. I practice intimacy. And intimacy gets elevated to the pedestal. It's rare. It's vulnerable. And it feels much more personal, even when it's not. That's what makes it scary. That's what makes people spiral. But really, the bartender and I aren't that different. We both create a pleasant, memorable experience for people who want a particular kind of atmosphere. You're just more used to them. And maybe, if we're honest again, that's what you need. Emotional exposure. Repetition of intimacy. If this sort of interaction wasn't such a rarity in your life, it might not carry so much weight. It might not feel like a cosmic sign that you've found the one just because someone made you feel good, understood, wanted. This is where the emotional wellness part comes in. Engaging more, not chasing a fantasy, not simping after a facade, but engaging intentionally can help break that pedestal. Not mine, obviously. I belong on a pedestal. Duh. But the intimacy we share here, the more you do it, the more you start to understand the shape of the thing. You stop reading too much into every second thought. You stop spiraling in doubt, and you can enjoy our interaction for what it is, rather than torturing yourself over what it might not be. And if you do feel something that resembles love, that's okay. That's good. Just don't confuse it with a romantic relationship. Don't start building castles in your head or hearing wedding bells. We're not going to meet up and live happily ever after. You know that. But love doesn't need to be reciprocated to be real or to be a positive, even parasocially. So allow yourself to enjoy this. Know that it's real. Know that your feelings are real. And that's good, actually. So feeling better about your one-sided feelings, I tend to write something like this every week at sarahblackhypno.com, in addition to releasing a weekly hypno and putting up request polls for content. Though, to be honest, I keep forgetting to do the polls. Nobody's perfect. You can follow for free to keep updated. You can access a curated selection of content for a trial $5. And then there's regular membership beyond that, which includes access to my private Discord, where I do most of my shit posting and brain farts. YouTube's got a huge audience, but it doesn't make me any money. And if I can't keep the lights on, I can't make hypno. So if you want to do something positive with those feelings, the site's right there. sarahblackhypno.com. See you soon.